The baby's back. Hello, hello. All right, guys, we are going to get started. I know there's a lot of people downstairs trickling in. All right, for those of you guys that are new, we like to say this one together. To build careers worth having, businesses worth owning, lives worth living, experiences worth giving, and legacies worth leaving. I feel like every time you come in, you have more hardware now. You poor thing. Of course, here at KW, we're God, family, then business. So that means your faith and your family come first, and your business will thrive in that order. And our Y4C2Ts. All right, what bucket fills do you guys have?
I have one for Lynn and all her people at Focus Title. They handled and Josh actually, they all handled my closing while I was gone. Thank you so much.
I love that.
Hi, everyone.
Yes.
It's long overdue, and it's because she's never up here. Dawn Shipley, even though she's not on compliance anymore, she's still always so helpful. And I just want to shout her out. And she's just gracious, and she goes above and beyond, and I just, please pass that on down.
We will make sure she knows that.
You don't hear what she says when she gets off the phone.
That's fair. No. That's fair. All right, yeah. Dawn's like, I want to walk into my house like this and my kids clap for me. Any other bucket fills before we keep moving on? All right, guys. Congratulations, Ryan had his first closing, so that's awesome. And congratulations, Ashley had her first closing. And Giancarlo had his first closing. Megan had her first closing. So there's a lot of first closings, super excited. Please, please, please check your mailboxes downstairs. I've had a lot of agents recently say to me they didn't even know they had a mailbox. So yes, if you have an office, typically we put your mail in your little bin that's outside of your office space, but occasionally still check your mailbox even if you have an office space, because other agents or sometimes vendors will put stuff in your mailbox. They don't know you have an office space, so they'll stick stuff in your mailbox. So everybody should be checking their mailbox.
I literally had a $150 check in my mailbox.
See?
Oh,
No, like legit, there's money. Also, check your mailboxes outside. Yep, Gustavo can tell you. I was talking with him about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago outside of his office, and I happened to glance over, and there was mail in his mailbox, and he had like a $10,000 check sitting in there that he didn't know about. So make sure you guys are checking your mailboxes. Please, please, please.
And for those who don't know where it is, Dana?
Yes, it's over by the printer, right by my office, guys. That printer, that's right there. You guys open up the drawer, they're alphabetized, and you can open it up and you have a mailbox. Everybody has one. So check it out.
Incredible.
Yep. All right, come on up. Do you want to come up, or you just want to say something? Sure. I'll hold the baby. I love the babies.
Hi guys, how are you? My name is Fatma. I have been an agent here for 3 years. Also, me and my husband just opened a pharmacy in Brookfield. So I wanted to introduce all you guys to our services. The agents are always busy. We want you guys to use us as leverage. Like what we always say in KW, we can deliver to you for free. We fight for the insurances for you. We have a cash plan. If you don't have an insurance, it's discounted cash plan. We're also a specialty pharmacy. We have compounding pharmacy too. So I will have my tablet today. If anyone wants to transfer their prescriptions to us, I can take the information and we can take it from there. It's free and it's easy. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. And she also sponsored our meats today for the grill out. So huge thank you guys for that. We have ribs and chicken today, and a huge shout out to the Cricketberg clan that'll be here shortly for cooking it all. So, yeah, Jessica did all the work, clearly. All right. right, Thursday, July 23rd, guys, this is creeping up. The AI social media mastery. We've been talking about this. So Rachel Adams-Lee, Patrick Ferry, Lauren Lucas, big one. If you guys have any questions, let us know. They were supposed to update that one with the QR code, but I'll make sure that the one we get posted in the Facebook group has the QR code for you if you want to get signed up for that. So we had a lot of agents that qualified for the home run for June. So I will go through the list now, and congratulations to all of you. So Alfredo Medina, Becca Jasperson, Chris Giebert, Dan Callis, Don Shipley, Emily Walzak, James Krickeberg, Jeremy Reidners, Joseph Singsheim, Karen Nemeth, Cassie Raymond, Katie Nikovich, Keisha Johnnies, Kristen Modica, Levi Madrid, Lisa P., Nick Bordeaux, Nicole Lasaki, Sarah Papp, Scott LaFleur, Stephanie Sosa, Taylor Kulik, and Tony Jean Greco. So congratulations, guys. And for those of you guys that are new, you have to have at least one listing taken, one contract written, and one contract closed in the same month to qualify. Occasionally, we have some agents say, hey, I qualified, and I didn't make home run. 9 times out of 10, it's because you didn't get your opportunities in and set up correctly before the month ended and we transmitted. So just keep that in mind. That does have a big effect on you qualifying for stuff like that. So that's why we urge you guys to get your opportunities and your commission request in as soon as possible. Hey, congratulations on your first closing. We already passed your slide, but... All right, guys, for the month of June, Miss Emily Walzak with over a $4 million month in closed sales volume for 1 month. Awesome job. And Kaylee had over a $2 million closed sales month, and she purchased her first home in that same month, so pretty awesome. Terry Lewis with over $2 million plus in closed sales volume. And Miss Steph Sosa with over $1 million in closed sales volume. And Royce in the back, $1 million plus in closed sales volume. Congratulations. Over here. I pointed over here. Usually you're over there. Katie with over $1 million. Heck yeah, congratulations. And Dan Callis over $1 million. So congratulations. Let's go. Did over 7 million, guys. Way to go. Where's Alex? We don't get the whole let's go thing when he's not here. Is he on vacation? Yep. All right, Krickebergs, huge month. Jessica, over 4 million. Once again, I'm sure it was all Jessica. There you go. As an admin, that's pretty amazing. All right, level up, guys. Over $3 million month. Congratulations. And Reliance Real Estate, over a $2 million month. So way to go. Joe Singsheim and the team. MineRight, over a $2 million. Where's my MineRight here today? Congratulations. And Goodland Collection, over $2 million. So way to go. Where's your team at? They're not there either. All right. Medina Real Estate Group, over $1 million. Way to go, guys. And Schmidt Group, heck yeah, over $1 million. Way to go. Sue, you're a Lone Ranger today, too. Yep. Team Smith, Wisconsin, over $1 million. Way to go. Did we ever find them either? No? Simplified Realty Group, way to go, over $1 million. And Wisconsin Premier, over $1 million. So congratulations. It was all Ashley.
It was. 100%. I pushed them over the edge.
Heck yeah. So for your June individual volume numbers, here you guys go. Emily with over 4.4 million. Kaylee at over 2.7. Terry Lewis, 2.3. Steph Sosa coming in at over 1.6. Royce at over 1.5. Katie, 1.4. Dan Callis, just over $1 million. Nicole at 843. Taylor at 800. And Nick at 790. So way to go, guys. And June, team volume, Connected Real Estate, 834, Wisconsin Haven Realty, 595, and Bumgarner's 260. So way to go, guys. And then our June group volume, Let's Go coming in at over 7 million, Krickerberg's at 4.5, Level Up over 3 million, Reliance at 2.2, Mindright at over 2, Goodland over 2, Medina Real Estate at 1.6, Schmidt Group at 1.6, Team Smith Wisconsin at 1.2, and Simplified Realty Group at just almost 1.2. So a huge round of applause to everybody. And then here are your units to date. I am not going to go through and read everyone's name, but amazing job from Emily, Katie, Terry, Roy, Stan, Liz, Steph, Kaylee, Nick, and Pat Cotter. Heck yeah on the individuals. And then teams, we had 3 amazing teams already killing it in units, and group. Look at those unit counts, guys. Huge numbers coming across from Let's Go all the way down to Schmidt Group. So give you guys a huge round of applause because that's all you guys. And if you saw the check downstairs, we profit shared last month, $16,114. And profit share checks hit the bank today. So for those of you that get profit share, how many in here have experienced profit share? Raise your hand. All right. For those of you that don't have your hand raised, do you realize that all it takes is you telling either a co-broke or an agent that you're working with or a friend that's with another brokerage, like finding out if they're happy there and sending us the information, and they join our brokerage, come over, you get a downline. Once you're vested with KW, does anybody know what the year is? 7 years and 1 day, you're vested for life. You can air it 2 times, meaning you could send it to your kids, nieces, nephews, friends, whoever. They can air it 1 more time. If you're smart, what do I always say you do? Put it in a revocable trust. Put it in a revocable trust and you can air it for life to everybody in generations to come and create generational wealth that'll continue on to everyone. So guys, I remind you all the time, I'm not a realtor, just to give you a good example. Most of my downline comes from when I was in Texas and I was an MCA and we had a startup office. And so I have about 30 to 32 people in my downline. I got $1,400 in my account last month. This month I got $1,100. It was a surprise. Each month I averaged between $8,000 and $15,000 a year in profit share. Right now, it paid off my student loan 6 years ago. I now have it going into college funds for my kids. Everybody's thing is different. What they do with it is different. It might fund Disney trips for you. It might fund future vacations. It might purchase a condo for you down the road. At the end of the day, it's passive income that you didn't do anything for, and it's just a thank you for telling somebody to go to KW. And it can be any KW in the world. That's what I love to stress. You can have downlines anywhere. It doesn't have to be at our office, doesn't have to be in the state. All right, so it's the easiest thing. The beautiful thing about it too, guys, is it's not reliant on stocks, which keep tanking. So you will continue to build profit share over and over again. There are agents in this office that get $3,000 to $5,000 a month. There are agents that I personally am friends with in the Austin area that are getting $60,000 to $80,000 a month in profit share. They inherited their family lines that have been going for 20, 22 years. But think about that. Think about the legacy that you could leave for everybody in your future. So just something to think about. If you aren't receiving profit share, start seizing the moment. Refer over people to join KW.
Do you have to be a single agent to do that, or what
Nope.
happens if you join a group?
Yeah, joining a group has nothing to do with it. They still go in your downline, so they still pick you. Yeah, so, and then, for example, Dylan's in your downline. Let's say Dylan picks up 5 people that join in different states. You now have a second line in 5 different states, and it goes 7 levels deep, unlimited wide. It has nothing to do with you being on a team or group, and it doesn't affect it. Okay? If you're a married couple, you share cap in our environment, and so with a married couple, you're going to want to put your spouse below you and have everybody choose them because you're going to double dip. At that point, your own deals you're going to profit share off of. Yep. So it's a big way to cash in extra. So anytime you guys have questions on profit share, come see me. But the fact that we're doing $16,000 to $20,000 a month is pretty amazing, and you need to get your piece of the pie. All right, compliance updates. Come on down for your time.
Okay, this is going to be a lot of detail reminders, so bear with me. So as you're putting your files in command and submitting for review, just some notes. For the listing contracts, commission on your listing contract, you have to have a specific percentage. You cannot have a range. So if you've put a range in your listing contract, that needs to be amended. You need to have a method of delivery checked on your listing contract. So, there has to be some way to pass documents officially back and forth that counts. So email address is usually the best way. If you have like an elderly seller who doesn't have email, then you should fill out the lines for personal delivery or mail or both. And the contract needs to be signed by at least one seller and the listing agent. You have to have a box checked for multiple representation, just one selection. And if you are terminating the listing contract, amending the commission amount, or shortening the term of the listing contract, then the broker needs to sign it too. So when you're writing an amendment like that, you can go ahead and send it to me or Sarah Papp through AuthentiSign, and we'll sign that for you. Everything makes sense there? All right. For an offer to purchase, you have to make sure that on that offer there are some strikeouts to indicate the agency on lines 1 and 2. If there aren't, we're going to kick that back to you and have you amend it and correct it. The earnest money needs to reflect the same location as the earnest money receipt, so pay attention to that. Whatever it indicates in the offer, that's where the money needs to be returned or turned into and the receipt from. If there's an inspection contingency, we need that inspection report. If the buyer is our client, so you've written the offer, they're your buyer, and there's no inspection, then we need that acknowledgement of risk form instead of the inspection report. If it's your listing and there's no inspection, we don't need that document. We're talking about just for our clients, no inspection, we need the acknowledgement of risk. For the financing contingency, if they have one, we need a loan commitment with permission to deliver or a loan commitment letter signed by the buyer. So if they sign the loan commitment letter itself, you don't need that additional permission to deliver. If there is no financing contingency selected, then we need a proof of funds. This is all to comply with state law. So that is, those are the requirements there. I think I just said the same. I think that's the same thing again.
Trust funds. It has to be trust funds.
All right. And then offer to purchase. When you are filling out the commission in your offers to purchase, you need to say percent of purchase price. So you wouldn't just put 2.4% in that box. You need to type in 2.4% or whatever it is of purchase price. So if you are not doing that, you might find it kicked back to you. I know when I cover for Sarah, I'm sending you guys notes about that stuff. So,
and let me just add a caveat to this, guys. I know we'll hear grumbling sometimes like, oh, you guys are starting to get picky or this and that. Let me remind you, when they're kicking stuff back for stuff like this, it is not us being picky. It is not KW being picky. That means there is a lawsuit somewhere, or there is somebody threatening to sue somewhere, or we're already involved in some sort of legal something, and this is a CYA, and this is to protect you from a future situation. I promise you, every time they make an update like this, it's because we've already come up against it.
Yep. We're just looking out for you. We don't want you getting sued.
Yeah.
And in the offer to purchase, it says in that commission section, example of purchase price or whatever. It's not assumed. You have to clarify what it is. Otherwise, there could be an attorney somewhere, 2.4% of what? You didn't say. Yeah, right? Exactly.
Technically.
Yep. So just...
That's for that $150 check.
Yeah, there we go. Yep.
You thought you were going to the bank with a bigger check.
Yep. And yeah.
On that 2.4, doesn't the end of the line on contract say of purchase price? So you're just putting in a percentage? Or doesn't
No, there's a parentheses. It says example purchase price or this or that or whatever. So you have to clarify.
On the listing contract, it does. On the
offer.
on the offer, it does not.
Right.
Right, because you could put like a flat amount in there too.
You can.
And that's why it doesn't
Yep.
say purchase price.
Yep.
You can put anything there.
Yep, and whatever is on the offer to purchase has to be an exact match with what's on your buyer agency. So if you have 2% in your offer to purchase and 2.4% in your buyer agency, we're going to be kicking that file back and asking you to amend that buyer agency or amend something. Or you're collecting that 0.4% from your buyer separately. Just let us know what's going on so that we know that everything matches and is legit. And then just as a reminder that there's law changes, state law changes, as of January 1st, commission will only be handled in the offer to purchase. There will be no compensation agreements. I know most of you don't use the compensation agreements, so that's what came out like immediately after the lawsuit changes. But if you are still using those, know that they go away. They will not be allowed anymore as of the start of the new year. So if you have questions on that, then ask me or Sarah.
This is why I remind you guys, having a compliance team is huge, and having that benefit with being with KW, sometimes it can be a pain in the butt when files get kicked back. But we've had agents that might leave and go to a mom and pop brokerage, and literally the reason they come back is they're like, I thought it didn't matter to have a compliance team reviewing my contracts, but the faster you go, the bigger you get, the more deals you close, or life happens and you're preoccupied somewhere else and you miss one little thing, it can cost you a lot of money. So having that security blanket for someone to be checking all of your work is huge.
Yep. Well, and we are legally obligated to check your work. So we do it for you, but we also have to. You have a question?
I have 2 questions.
Yeah.
And this is general for everybody. So lately, I've been sharing the acknowledgement of risk document as part of the offer because other agents are sharing it with me for their. I don't know if that's, since they don't need it, does it matter? Is it okay to share it?
I would get,
I have it in my private remarks too. If you're not going to write an offer, please attach. And every agent, I've even had KW agents ask me, I'm not aware of what the bar is. Can you explain this to me?
Oh, I have people ask me too.
Okay. Yeah, I would.
More
if you're
recent, I would say.
Okay. Well, all of the offices were going over this today, so hopefully the other offices, if they don't know what it is, they're finding out today.
Is there anybody in here that doesn't know what it is?
Any questions?
There's never a dumb question. Seriously, don't feel. No, thank you for raising your hand.
So the buyer acknowledgement of risk form is in zip forms in your buyer offer template folders, and it's a hold harmless statement. So it lets, it says basically, hey, the buyer has been informed that it's recommended to have a home inspection. We want them to have a home inspection, and they are choosing totally on their own to not have a home inspection. And the buyers sign it. The seller doesn't have to sign it, but the buyers sign it. So whenever you, as a buyer agent, have a buyer who's waiving inspection, we want that document signed. And you would send it just with the rest of your offer documents to the co-broke. That's fine.
And to confirm that, so if I'm on the list side and my seller didn't disclose anything because he wasn't aware, she wasn't aware of anything, and then the new buyer agent has that signed, technically our brokerage and the buyer agent brokerage is protected by having that document, but you can, the buyer could still sue the seller, but isn't there some not protection, but it's good, everyone acknowledged to have that?
It's good. Now the only brokerage it's going to be referenced on it is the buyer's brokerage.
Okay, I thought on there it said that.
I have to look at it again, but
I mean, we're still, as a listing agent though, you're still responsible for disclosing any adverse
Of course, the buyer.
Right.
Of course, but I'm saying if there is no disclosure and then something happens, 6 months down the line, and the buyer decides to sue the seller, if we have that, wouldn't that be some sort of protection? Because I do feel like I have to read that. I remember reading it.
It protects
I'll have
the
to look
buyer's
at it
agent
again.
from saying that I didn't tell you not to have a home inspection.
Right.
You're acknowledging that you're taking it there. It doesn't actually say anything about the seller.
I wish
or
we had a
the
document
agent, or the seller's agent.
Yeah.
That's where it's still a good idea for the seller to disclose if they know of anything, and they, if they didn't disclose something that they did actually know about, they could.
Right, they could still
take
sue
it
them
on.
100%,
Yeah.
but at least that buyer, and I tell that to buyers when they're writing offers and they don't have it, and they're like, why do I need this? I'm like, to protect yourself, but.
But so it's, we don't need it on the listing side.
Obviously, but don't you think they should have something? Because when I do go to listings and I see stuff, I'm like, I can't tell you how to fill out your.
There's an
No, I understand that, but I'm saying so I can't be sued in the future, even if I filled that out.
I would just say, as a listing agent, look at the condition report your seller filled out, and if there are things that are additional defects,
absolutely.
Do that. But as far as a hold harmless from the buyer for the listing, that's a question for our KW attorney. But for now, I would just
feel like the listing agent would be the last person that they go after. after.
We don't-
They'd go after this stuff.
You'd be
We don't know.
surprised.
We
I don't
don't-
know.
yeah.
I still blame McDonald's for everything.
Yeah, hot coffee.
Oh, they were at fault.
Yes.
Right?
Yep. So just
They opened up the floor for everybody to sue for everything.
Yep, disclose if you know something's wrong. Like, I have a new listing. And sometimes if a seller doesn't disclose something, it's because there's not a specific question for it on the record. Like, the ice maker on the fridge at my new listing doesn't work. There's no question like specific to refrigerators, so like my seller didn't think about it. So I did a disclosure material adverse fact and put that out there. So if you know of like something like that that doesn't appear on the record, you can make your own
Does
disclosure.
that make a little bit more sense, Tommy?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
One
Alright.
more question though.
Yeah.
So the section where when you're doing the list, if you're on the list side and you're doing the listing agreement and your seller agrees to split
Okay.
the commit, so they're gonna let's say they'll do 6%, they're gonna do 3.6 for the list
Mhm.
agent, and then 2.4%, and then they write it into the offer to purchase too. Both ways has happened. Like I've had the offer written exactly the same, and the listing agreement written exactly the same. One time it got kicked back and I needed to do an amendment, the other time I didn't, because they're saying you're technically paying that commission twice.
Yep, and that's true.
So how should I write it? Should I just write 3.6% if that's what I want from the listing side, and then write it's negotiable
Yep.
for everything else?
That's what most people do.
Alright.
So there's very, very few files that we see, or at least when I cover for Sarah and do the file review, I don't see a lot of compensation to others in the listing contracts. So
My only issue with doing that, and I feel like I explained it well and I can reapproach it, but I've done it with sellers before, and they just had it stuck in their head, even though they had no competitive offers whatsoever, that they shouldn't be paying the commission. Like, we
You
talked
can-
about this, it's right here in the offer that it's negotiable.
You
If
can
they
put-
ask
yeah.
for it.
Yep, I would, put it in additional provisions. Seller is aware that buyer may ask for compensation for their agent in the offer to purchase. So, then you have
in
it.
the listing agreement?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
put
like
it-
the verbiage of that.
Put it in the additional provisions, or I've been putting in mine in the compensation to others section, any compensation to buyer's agent is negotiable and will appear on the offer to purchase. So you can put that there. You can put it in additional provisions, and then you have a thing signed by your seller that like says that you talked about it.
I literally had that in there and they were just
Yeah.
like stuck on not paying.
You
I
can
was like, I
also,
don't-
you can also, you could use the wonderful Focus Title app to do a net sheet and put,
Did that.
put the 2.4, whatever
I
we
feel
think
like
it might
this was
be.
maybe a unicorn as far as like him just being stuck on not paying.
Yep.
I was like, you had 3 showings and you have 1 offer
Yep.
in 3 weeks.
But I mean,
So-
he's correct. He does not have to pay he doesn't have to pay
Yep.
the commission if he wants to counter, if he directs you to write a counter to take
This
it
was
out.
last year, yeah.
Right.
It's just like how,
So-
that's the only reason I started just like clarifying and
Yep.
specifying it in there.
But if you are offering compensation to others, then you need to also have the compensation agreement,
Mhm.
and the that should be given to the co-broke, and they should be signing that, and it should not be on the offer to purchase. So yes, if you have it in your listing contract and it shows up on the offer, something needs amended.
Okay.
Now, like, it's not like Focus or whoever you're using is going to put both commissions on there, but
Yeah.
technically, they
It's
could,
closed, so it doesn't matter.
because
They're all closed, so it
because
doesn't matter anymore,
the
but-
listing contract is compensation coming from the listing firm.
Yeah.
The offer to purchase is compensation coming from the seller. That's 2 different things.
Yeah.
So technically, they've agreed to both.
Okay.
So that's why and this is going away as of January 1st. So I would recommend just
But
like,
it's negotiable.
yep. Don't offer compensation in the offer. Let it stay on the offer to purchase, because that's where we're headed to anyway.
Ed, you have a question?
So in my world, most of my transactions are, I represent the seller and have an unrepresented buyer.
Okay.
Right. In land,
No
yeah.
buyer's agency agreement.
Yep.
Okay, so when I fill out an offer to purchase,
Mhm.
buyer isn't a customer.
Right.
How do you put that in for compensation?
Yep. So you can't use the compensation in the offer, because that's for buyer agents. So what I would recommend, and this, anyone can do this because we all run into situations where all of a sudden we're writing a customer offer. You could have in additional provisions. So like if it fits in the compensation line, great. But if it doesn't fit, you can put in additional provisions. A different commission amount should the listing agent write the offer for a customer buyer. So then you can get that agreement up front. This is what it's going to be if somebody else, if somebody else buys it, or like this is what you're paying me if I'm only representing you and that's all I'm doing. And then in additional provisions, this is what you're paying me if I am representing you and facilitating for a customer.
And if you're doing both sides of the deal, make sure you guys are putting in your commissions, requests, and opportunities correctly too, so that you guys get credit, because too many times at the end of the year, we're going through multi-year trends and agents are like, oh no, I closed 80 units and we show 60 something, but you had a lot of double pop deals and you didn't put it in correctly, so your unit count's off, or your volume is off. Or... You
need an opportunity for each side if you are facilitating the paperwork for both sides. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. Any other questions on that? No problem. Super important. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago. If you are missing the date on page 1 of the condition report, it's technically an incomplete report. And if a buyer wanted to really get nasty and like get an attorney or something, they could have their rescission rights because the report's incomplete. So make sure that your seller is filling out the date on the front of that report. If they miss it, point it out to them, or with their permission, correct that for them, but you need to have the date.
Where there's no date, but there's a date next to their signature.
Doesn't count.
Okay, because then I always just use that date because there's so many agents that don't have a date.
I do too, like if I'm drafting, but if you're the listing agent,
oh yeah, for sure.
Make sure there's a date on page 1. We can all do that. If you are changing a closing date, tag Sarah in command, because you do not have the ability in your version of command to change the closing date, but Sarah can on the back end.
And does everybody know how to tag?
No.
Okay, so listen, you're gonna, up on the top left-hand corner, there's a little Post-it note inside the opportunity. You're gonna click that. You're gonna, a typewriter is gonna pull up. You're gonna hit the @ symbol, and you're gonna start typing the word Sarah. It allows you to check mark her. It makes her name blue. That is how you tag people. Okay. So I can happily show you guys that. I can record a video later. We'll post it up on the Facebook group. It's really simple, but there's a little Post-it note in your opportunity section. You're going to put the @ symbol and start typing their name, and that tags the person.
Yep. Yeah, especially relevant when dates move up, like just so we can prepare for it.
I'll give you one big example, especially end of the month. So let's say your cap has ended and you're starting over the next month, and you had a deal that closed the last day of the month, but maybe we don't get your check for like 4 or 5 days. So if we push it to the next month, you're then paying company dollar on it when maybe you weren't. So it's very important that in a scenario like that, you would add somebody so that we're aware of all these things.
Yep. And then I think this is just about the end here. Just a reminder, continuing ed needs to be done by December 14th. There's a couple of people who are already done.
People are done already?
Yes.
Yeah.
Who's done?
They're going to jump you afterwards.
Yeah.
Don't raise your hand.
No. Here's the thing, guys. Like, if you...
That's why Thanksgiving's a long weekend.
No. Here's what you do. If you haven't signed up for it, if you haven't bought your course, buy your course, and then just do a section every other week.
If there's people in here that do not like online courses, we've been posting it out. Karen Nemeth is teaching it here live in the office. So if you want to come in and take it, you can sign up. We've posted her links. The money goes directly to her. I think she was offering a $10 or $15 discount.
When is that for those of us who have?
It's September and October. It's a 6-week course. It's once a week. You come in and knock out your class. Okay? And I think there's food being provided for each one. Wow. So you might actually learn something by sitting in the class, because I know most of you are going to treat it like defensive driving, and you're going to have it playing in the background, and you're not going to actually learn anything. And
but you can't do that way anymore, because now it's like you have to click on these individual videos. You can't just let a video play and do other things.
Yeah, so maybe come into Karen's class, because I'm just saying you could probably do some other work while you're doing it too. No.
But you can listen to all your little video chunks on 1.5 speed. I recommend. Yes, Don.
Yeah.
Real quick too, for all my newbies, even if you got licensed this year, you do have to do continuing education.
Yep, Carmela, we just talked about this. So like, for example, you will have the prorated amount when you're paying your dues, but it is still due again.
Yep.
Before we talk about the compliance helpline, I just wanted to point out, how many of you in here read all of your emails? Awesome, I knew that was the case. Yeah, we know you don't.
I do.
Charlie sent out, that's awesome, because we need more people like that. Charlie sent out a very lengthy email to all of you guys. I highly suggest you read it. However, there was one caveat into it that confused a lot of agents in this office, so we just wanted to point that out, is that in the other offices, they use an ISA.
They use a virtual
assistant that goes through and actually does the compliance things to help out with things. We do not have that here. So he wrote in a bunch of instructions about who was taking over and sorry for things getting kicked back, and we got a lot of messages about it. Does not apply to here, this office. Lisa and Sarah are physically doing our office and our agents here. So just keep that in mind, that part of it. He did send out another email, from my understanding, that went out to most everybody. Some people said they didn't get the second one, but just clarifying that. So just make sure that if you guys did not read that email, please go back and read Charlie's email.
Yep, it was from Friday.
Yeah.
Okay. And then just a reminder, the compliance line, call us or text us 7 days a week. We're here for you.
Yeah, save the number. I get a lot of calls about this.
Yes.
Looking for this number.
Yeah, and
that's probably like the most things that I get calls on the weekends or text about is, hey, what's the compliance helpline? So save it, put it in your phone. You definitely need it.
On the header of MKE.
Yeah, it's.
I think it's on. Yeah. Oh yeah, as the picture on top.
A new agent gets it imported as agent helpline, but
9 o'clock at night one night.
Yeah.
Sarah called me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
it was a deadline. I feel like I had to do it that day.
Yeah, I mean, please tell us, like, if you are calling us, like, if you're calling us at like 9 p.m., like, there's a chance, like, I don't know, I'm not that cool. Sometimes I go to bed early. So, like, if it is a 911, like, text that it's a 911.
Yeah. Get in the habit of starting your text messages.
It was
same thing. No, seriously.
I could have figured it out, but I really wanted to like double check something.
And that's all good.
I literally texted like, hey, if anybody can give me a call, it's 9 o'clock on a Friday.
Yep.
And Sarah called.
Start the text with 911. If it's informational purposes only, start it with 411. At least they know then if they wake up in the middle of the night, they can get back to you the next morning.
Yep, for sure. I think that's it.
Thank you.
Thanks for bearing with me.
All right, tech and marketing updates. Back half moment starts now, so just wanted to let you guys know new templates are now available. So if you guys have not been playing with any of the new branding and templates, they've gone through and added a bunch of really cool stuff. So make sure you guys check out the Marketing Concierge. And then content that stands out. Let me get this little box out of here. It's driving me crazy. Content that stands out. So Packers and Badgers game day stuff is all updated. I know it's a big thing for a lot of you guys, so make sure you're downloading it. They have put a lot of work into all of this branding.
We're also making like Instagram posts and reels for you. So you can take, if you download this, they're all Instagram ready stories and posts with a little like game day guides about like the area and the stadium and things like that.
When agents come to me and say like, hey, I don't know what to be posting, there literally is replicate and repeat. Everything is in there for you guys. There's tons of smart plans. They're constantly updating things and putting details in there. And pretty much from here into the rest of the year, there's not one reason people cannot be reaching out to their sphere via smart plan, text, call, because we have a lot of events coming up. Right? For those of you in Homegrown Cappers, you have pictures in the park in September. In October, we have our trunk or treat. In November, we have Pie Day. In December, we have Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus coming to do an event here with agents on y'all's behalf. They're going to do cookies and read to the kids, just like the Easter Bunny event. We've already got it booked. The dates are in there. So guys, you have tons of events and excuses to call your clients, so make sure that you're utilizing it, because this is you putting it on for your clients, not KW. All right. Let's see if I can get this to work. So luxury statistics, make sure you guys download this. Does everybody know what it takes to qualify to get into luxury? How many transactions? 4. And over what price point? $700,000 in a 24-month period. So to qualify, you have to do 4 properties over 700 in a 2-year span.
The $699 count or no?
Nope. Has to be 700. So when you have a client that is wanting to come in at that 700 and you want to discount it by a penny,
Oh, can I make a comment? I've talked to a couple people about this. When you're pricing, it makes a lot more sense instead of doing $6.99 or whatever or $2.99 whatever to go on the hard number, because that's the way the search windows work.
Yeah.
So if your buyers are looking on Zillow whatever and they're selecting search windows, you will end up in 2 windows if you are on one of those hard numbers like that.
right?
So put yourself in the most eyeballs.
Yeah, because you're up to 700 and then you start at 700, so you get to come up in 2 different boxes,
Right.
is what she's saying.
Same with,
Does
like-
that work that way for us for age? So when you have to move up to that next bracket, you're in that 45 to 60, you're still screwed.
Right,
But-
so it should be, $650, not $649.9. Like,
Yeah.
always put yourself in 2 windows.
But keep that in mind. It does not help you to drop it a penny or a dollar if you're trying to get that luxury distinction. So, yeah. All right, training and education. Thursdays at 11, update the link. So Jenny Klug, America's Preferred Home Warranty. And then Ignite, we've got Taylor coming up on open houses, so make sure you guys are registered if you haven't. And then Time Management 411, Jennifer Baldwin. You can actually sign up for just that one separately. Is that the one that's at Safari? No. Okay. So make sure you guys get signed up if you have not really dived into your 411. Does anyone here not know what a 411 is? Awesome. AI workshop. This is the one that's at Suvari Conference Center, July 30th from 9 to noon. So you guys definitely want to be a part of this. It is all things AI. It's basically like a recap of all the previous AI classes that they've attended. They're going to go in and show you guys how to do it, workshop. They're going to physically walk away. So make sure you're bringing your laptops and devices. Don't just show up with pen and paper because you're going to struggle. Okay. All right, Family Day. Who in here is signed up? It's this Thursday. Awesome. If you're not signed up, y'all get signed up. It is free food. There's going to be multiple food trucks, games, and I just heard Liz is going to be in the dunk tank. Where's she at? Yeah.
And 5:30.
Yeah. And Zach. Zach's in the dunk tank too. You're not in the dunk tank this year? What the heck? Oh, I had fun paying for them to dunk you last year. All right, so if you're in this office and you have kids, I'll help pay for them to dunk you. I did it last year, and Ed talked a lot of smack to his kids saying they weren't going to get it, and they got it. I said, you talked a lot of smack to your kids last year, and they got you in. It doesn't matter. I make the rules. I also gave him like $30 to keep playing. No.
Can you be close?
Yeah.
My time slot's not until 6. No one's going to be wanting to dunk it.
You'd be surprised. Don's got a whole list of people coming to dunk you.
Like the last minute
Yeah.
to cheer.
Charlie, everybody lines up to dunk Charlie. Charlie's like the favorite.
Because I'm that confident. I'm
Don's gonna have a whole list of people coming in to dunk you.
You're going in the water.
Yeah, I can always.
Well, and there's a video game thing going on too for older teenagers this year. So they've tried to add in more stuff. So make sure you guys bring your kids and enjoy all the company. The weather's supposed to be great. Simon Sinek, you guys have not seen Mega Camp coming up in August in San Antonio. James Krickerberg still has a ticket posted available for you guys at a discounted rate. I think it's what, $800? Yeah, so, and they're up to $11.99 now, so that's a big savings, almost $400. It's in San Antonio. It's from the 17th through the 19th for agents. So, is anybody in here going? I know we have a couple going. You're going? Okay.
I'm going.
Yeah, I know we have, I think it's 9 agents so far from this office going. I will be there. So if you guys need anything, you got to tuck it away from each deal. Tuck it away.
Let's wrap this up. Let's wrap this up.
They're all ready down there.
And a huge thank you to you for cooking it all.
I have a listing. I've had 0 showings in 44 days.
Ooh, which one?
in 119th and
That,
Whiteford.
listen.
I have a showing at 1:15.
All right, thank you. We're almost done, guys, and we can go eat. We've got chicken and we've got ribs and tons of sides. And again, thank you to Fatma and their pharmacy for providing the meat. Huge thank you for that. All right, career night coming up August 13th here. I am running career night. I will be the one running it. I know, Royce, you always bring someone and get people to join. Guys, this is your opportunity to build your downline like we were talking about. So if you know somebody that is not in real estate, not necessarily looking to switch brokerages, but brand new, wanting to learn how to get into real estate, what their next steps are, this is for them. So we've posted this out there. Share it out. It takes 2 seconds for you guys to share it, and hopefully you can get someone who comes. I do recommend that if you have 1 or 2 people coming, come as well. Come join in on the conversations. Come be a part of it. It helps. Royce can attest to that. Every time he's come and had people come, they've joined our office, and his downline has grown from it. So Pat's even helped run them before. So if you guys have any questions with Career Night, it's your opportunity to help build your downline. All right, coming soon and buyer needs. Brandon, 265, 2 bed, 1 bath, 892 square feet. It's going live Thursday, 7/23. It's staged well and great for social content. So for those of you that need social content to put out there. New roof, new HVAC, freshly updated kitchen, refinished hardwoods, new flooring in kitchen and bath, fully fenced yard with large deck, 2 garages, 1 car street facing, 2 car in alley. Open houses Thursday, 5 to 7. If you guys have any questions, see Brandon. Ross Treffert with Goodland Collection, 450, 3 bed, 1 full, 2 half bath at 1,900 square feet. Beautifully updated home inside and out. New roof, windows, and appliances. 2 main floor living spaces plus a partially finished basement. Half-acre lot. And the sellers are building a home in Franklin looking for post-close occupancy to 10/31. So see Ross and Goodland Collection. I cannot read whose that is.
Harrison.
Wait, it's who?
Bash Harrison?
Betsy Harrison. All right, we'll get that fixed before it gets posted. Sorry about that. Betsy Harrison, 1,500 square feet. Price is $350. So this is in Horicon, Wisconsin. And it's a turnkey luxury meets small town charm, completely remodeled from the bare studs out. I will let you guys keep reading. It's a lot of verbiage. I know how realtors are. You guys like to put all the little details in there. But see Betsy, she is on, why am I drawing you on my Outdoor Dreams? So if you guys have any questions, let her know. And then she has another one at 3099, 2.47 acres. It can be commercial, beat the corporate rush, secure a premium corner. So I see a few of you pulling out phones. I'll let you take your pictures.
Where is this?
Oshkosh.
Thank you, sorry.
And then Jennifer, 325.5, 3 bed, 1.5 bath, square feet, 1,200. Again, I will let you guys read the description when you guys just copy and paste. It's a lot of verbiage. But make sure you guys see Jennifer. We'll get this posted up for you guys as well. Lisa P with Level Up, 315,000, 3 bed, 1.5 bath, 1,392 square feet. Super cute ranch and spa-like full bath, lower level, very clean, has soundproof room added by a musician, former owner, pretty cool. Plum fir full bath, fenced yard, attached 1 car, and live today. So. Pat Cotter, 649, 3 bed, 2 bath, 1,620 square feet. We all missed you, J-Lo. It was a little quiet around here and a little G-rated too.
I do not need to sit next to her.
So Lake Home, anything else you want to add, Pat? Did he walk out? Oh, he walked out. He was here. All right. Buyer needs. Megan has one, 550 max square footage, between 15 and 1,800 square feet, 3.2, looking in Eagle, McGuanaco, or Elkhorn. So clients wanting to downsize. So make sure you guys, if you have something coming up, reach out to Megan. Did anybody not make it? Yeah, Ed, I'll start with you, and then I'll keep going.
2. I mentioned this one a couple weeks ago. 80 acres in the village of Menominee Falls. It can be developed. This is for a developer or somebody that wants to sit on a piece of land for a while and wait for the village to bring sewer and water. About 1.2 to 1.4 million. If it had sewer and water, it'd be a hell of a lot more. This is just south of Town Line Road, east of 41.
Okay.
Or west of 41, I'm sorry. Second one, if anybody wants to get the hell out of the city and move up by me, Sheboygan County, 62 acres, kind of in the Kettle Moraine, or right by the Kettle Moraine State Forest. There's like 17 of it is pasture or tillable, the rest is hilly and wooded. 800 to 850, probably to go on the market middle of August, unless you have five now.
All right, Royce, you had your hand up?
Yeah, I've got a listing in Germantown right now. We tried selling it last year, but nothing came from it. 4 beds, 2.5 baths, acre, and it's got an indoor pool.
Oh, cool.
So we're listed at $990. And then
Awesome.
I also, this is not me, but my neighborhood in Burlington, if people are looking, you can build for under about $450. All lots are half acre. There's about 15 lots left. So if anybody's looking for a buyer in Burlington to build 450 3-bed, 2-bath house, you can. Right behind the Menards, right off Plain, between Plain and Kettering. So right off 36.
Right off 36 there.
There's a mural.
We've been there for almost a year now. So
Okay, awesome.
Started probably about a year and a half ago.
Crystal Lane? Is this Crystal Lane as well?
Chris?
Yeah, he's in Burlington.
Yeah. I know
But he's like on the outskirts. He's not necessarily.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Rochester.
Shanice.
Tam has a listing that just went delayed today in Franklin. It's a condo, 3-bed, 3-bath, finished basement, has a wet bar.
How much? Oh my God.
$475.
Never mind.
What street is that on?
3-bed, 3-bath though. That's rare.
West Villa Drive. That's where it's at.
Speaking of Tam, before we keep going, she is doing, you guys, there's flyers all over the office downstairs too. They're doing a school supply drive. They're in desperate need of a few more items. They just updated it. And I think August 1st is the deadline to get those in. Was that the last update you got? Okay. So they're trying to get school supplies to a lot of unfortunately needed kids. So if you guys are able to pick up some extra when you go buy school supplies, or you have the needs to be able to volunteer and donate more supplies, we would greatly appreciate it.
And text whatever you buy, because she might already have it.
Yeah, so they're trying to get specific lists for specific kids. So if you guys are unsure of what to get, just shoot her a text and she'll send it to you. All right, who else had a hand up for, yep, Nate.
One on the south side, north of the airport, south of Bayview, 4107 South 2nd Street. It's in delayed right now, live on Friday. 3-bed, bath and a half, 240. 2-car garage, new boiler. That's all I have.
And that's Nate with Let's Go.
Yes.
All right, anybody else, buyer or seller needs? All right, well, in the words of Jessica, wash your hands and sanitize, and then go enjoy ribs, chicken, and all the food.
And get them free.
And I made queso again, and there should be plenty of chips, so.